Salut YouTube et bienvenue sur une nouvelle vidéo sur Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Ça fait un petit moment qu'on n'avait pas fait de vidéo dessus. Je vais me rattraper et on va se lancer sur une nouvelle enquête. Nous avions terminé l'enquête des bains publics et du coup nous allons partir sur une nouvelle enquête, donc le manoir de l'abbaye.
Not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room.
Autant les trois premières, je me rappelais de... Autant celle-ci, je m'en rappelle pas trop.
A letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Ok.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Ah, le poignard d'argent.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Elle est sur la table, ok, d'accord, ouais, c'est mignon.
The letter is on the table.
Ouais, c'est bon, respire.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Ah, il dit qu'il est sur la table. Je veux bien aller sur la table.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Oui, c'est bon. Oh. Voilà.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter. A wax seal with the monogram E.B. The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Manoir de l'abbaye, Marsham, Kent, 3h30. Cher Monsieur Holmes, je serais très heureux d'avoir votre concours immédiat pour ce qui promet d'être une affaire des plus remarquables et tout à fait dans vos cordes qui plus est. Je me suis borné à délivrer Milady. Pour le reste, je veillerai à ce que tout reste exactement dans l'état où je l'ai trouvé. En contrepartie, je vous prie de ne pas perdre un instant car il est difficile de laisser ici Sir Eustace. Bien à vous, inspecteur Lestrade. Ok.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
survey range. Est-ce que j'ai des déductions à faire? Non. Aucun indice? Bah oui, forcément. Ouais, c'est logique, mais bon.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Very good, Watson.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Ah ouais, si, ça me... Ouais. Alors, les images me disent quelque chose, mais alors par contre, je me rappelle plus du tout...
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Je me rappelle plus du tout comment... enfin...
Sir Warthen
de l'enquête en elle-même.
Lord George Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning.
Ouais, non, mais c'est bon, respire. Ah si, je me rappelle l'avoir fait.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Bon. Bleu récent. Joue pâle. Origine australienne. Robe élégante. Et il ne reste plus que... Ouh, on s'arrête là. Bleu ancien. Et une alliance. Mariage malheureux.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Les hématomes.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time, out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Non mais moi je sais pas au courant.
It is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and, Oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Ok.
Your ladyship?
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Bah oui, Teresa.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Légère ride. Ici. Tache de café. Sollicitude. D'accord, ok, ok, respire, respire, respire. Il manque un truc. Qu'est-ce que j'aurais loupé? Mais c'est quoi ce bordel? Ah non, je passerai pas. Ah! Manque travailleuse. Ah, je savais bien que j'avais loupé un truc.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw three men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Ah, ah, vous m'avez vachement aidé les filles. Est-ce que j'aurais des trucs à... Le Times. Alors, une affaire de famille, les Randall récidives. Il y a moins de 2 semaines, l'infâme dynastie de cambrioleurs qui porte le nom de Randall a refait parler d'elle en commettant une intrusion aussi violente et efficace dans l'un des foyers les plus aisés de Sydenham. La police traque déjà les malfaiteurs, mais les détails de ce crime, y compris le nom de la victime, demeurent confidentiels. Un témoin a été en mesure de fournir une description précise des 3 individus, ce qui permettra sans doute à la police de compléter son profil de cette famille délinquante. À cette occasion, chers lecteurs, nous aimerions prendre d'une part la liberté de rappeler le danger que représente cette clique et d'autre part le temps d'en diffuser la description qui nous a été communiquée. Le gang qui s'étend sur 2 générations commet ses méfaits depuis de longue date. La quarantaine, cheveux gris, Jack Randall, le pater familias est de taille et de carrure moyenne. Cerveau des cambriolages, il contrôle étroitement ses 2 fils d'âge similaire mais d'apparence bien différente. William Randall, l'aîné, est grand et large d'épaules avec une tête à la petitesse disproportionnée. Quant à Melvin Randall, le cadet, il est plus chétif et maigrelet. Le gang est recherché non seulement pour ses fréquents vols et infractions, mais aussi pour sa carrière particulièrement violente dans la piraterie avant de revenir en Angleterre. Prudence, cher lecteur, épuise vos objets de valeur échappés à leurs griffes. Ah
The Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Ouais, mais ce qui me paraît bizarre, c'est que justement, elle a un article du Times et la description correspond bizarrement. Alors, criminel identifié, notoriété des Randall. Pour l'instant, je vais dire pas Randall. Parce que ça me paraît suspect. Comme par hasard, on tombe sur un article où il y a la description des Randall et par miracle, la description correspond. Donc, je sais pas. Pour l'instant, je verrai si je modifie et si les choses font que... T. Ah, le tableau.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it. This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Et ben voilà,
So the lady and her maid
Adélaïde.
from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Adélaïde qui a un circuit automobile très apprécié, qui n'est autre que le Grand Prix d'Australie. Donc,
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
on t'a sonné? Non. Le coffre-fort.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
Ok.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Bon, on va tourner à gauche. Ben voilà, je suis un génie. Alors, rapport médical. Sir Eustace, votre état physique et mental ne laisse pas de m'inquiéter. Ok. Vous présentez plusieurs signes de décompensation hépatique. À notre dernière rencontre, vous aviez les yeux injectés de sang et la peau jaunâtre. Une certaine odeur dans votre respiration laisse penser à une tumeur du foie. Viennent ensuite ces l'abcès aux poumons dont nous avons parlé. Les crampes aux jambes que vous m'avez décrites sont provoquées par une altération du système nerveux, elle-même causée par un excès d'alcool. Il en va de même pour vos convulsions. Lors de votre examen, votre foie présentait une rigidité excessive, caractéristique d'une cirrhose en pleine évolution. Vous présentez en outre les symptômes d'acide fluide dans la cavité péritonéale, d'où ces ganglions à l'estomac. Vos douleurs au flanc gauche sont révélatrices d'une maladie pancréatique qui peut déboucher sur une pancréatite aiguë sévère aux conséquences mortelles. Votre mal peut constituer un risque pour autrui. Vos abus d'alcool inhibent votre self-control et aiguisent votre agressivité. Je me tiens à votre disposition pour vous aider à y remédier. Il existe en effet divers traitements envisageables.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
C'est pas faux. S'ils étaient venus vraiment pour voler, pour des grands criminels comme ça n'était pas bien compliqué de trouver, surtout au vu de leur réputation. Donc,
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
ouais, blablabla.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Ouais. Il n'avait pas de scrupule à porter la main sur sa femme. Ouais. Et après, il reste quoi comme indice australienne, criminel identifié? Ouais, non. Donc. Eh bah. Allons voir mon cher Watson.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Oui, je crois que ça me revient.
So, Watson,
Pas
what
complètement.
have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries. You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Ah.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. That must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Cadavre, tisonnier. Le 1 est peut-être dû à un coup de tisonnier. Ici, ouais, rien d'exceptionnel, mais bon. Non.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Par feu, cadavre. peut être dû à une commotion accidentelle contre le pare-feu de la cheminée. Pour l'instant, on va dire accident. On verra par la suite.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine.
Eh ouais.
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
Il y a un troisième verre.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. A fur trader's cabin. A fur trader's cabin. A fur
Mais
trader's
non.
cabin.
Voilà.
A deer hunt.
Alors, paf, 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 paf. Ah oui, la chaise.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me. This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Alors, corde nouée. Non, non. Pour l'instant, ouais, non. Non. Par contre, on a deux verres, verre avec lit. Trois personnes, deux personnes. Alors, trois ont bu dans les verres. L'une d'elles a préféré le vin avec lit. Deux personnes ont bu dans les verres et versé la lit dans le troisième. On va dire deux, pour l'instant, deux personnes. Pour l'instant, on va dire deux personnes. Ce qui pourrait très bien être, en fin de compte, la servante et la compagne, hein, qui ont orchestré le meurtre. Et elle est australienne, elle peut très bien connaître les nœuds. Hein.
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. A bottle of wine is missing here.
Ouais.
This
Le chandelier.
candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was
Ouais.
also stolen. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Alors, attends, j'ai vu ça. Tac, tac, tac.
The hunting scene. A hunter's cabin. Antique hunting weapons.
The death was instant.
Ouais, elle est instantanée, c'est terrible.
A trapper's hut. A trapper's hut.
Non, il n'y a rien d'autre. L'estrade.
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Est-ce que je peux sortir? Oui. d'accord, je peux ouvrir de là. Là par contre je peux pas aller là. Au secours, je suis coincé. Alors le puits qui sert à rien. Non. On se calme, on se calme. Là, je peux pas rentrer dans la remise, d'accord. Alors. Ouais, alors là, ça m'aide vachement. Là. Bien, bon, on va discuter avec la madame.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Ouais, tu m'aides vachement là. T'essayes d'en
Sir
faire.
Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behavior.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. One up with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Ok. Harvey recluse, australienne. La Lévry Brackenstall a épousé un peu après un. Depuis, elle est restée cloîtrée. Elle est probable que sa femme de chambre et elle ne connaissent personne dans le pays. Elle est une étrangère ici, mais elle a fait un long voyage en bateau. Elle a pu rencontrer quelqu'un à bord du roc, je dirais étrangère.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Ah ouais, c'est une tragédie, c'est clair. Ah bah mais non. Ce qui est bizarre, c'est que je peux toujours examiner le coffre.
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Ouais, mais tu m'aides vachement pas.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it here.
Watson, vous m'aidez pas non plus. Il y a forcément un truc que j'ai zappé, c'est pas possible. Oh, la corde à analyser. Il a dit qu'il fallait un chien policier, mais je sais qui est-ce que je peux appeler. Récupérer Toby à Baker Street, évidemment. On va déjà analyser la corde.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Ok. Une pince.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Couteau.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Donc c'était avec un couteau. Alors couteau aiguisé, cordon noué. Alors le cordon a été coupé net avec un couteau aiguisé, puis noué rapidement à l'aide de nœud de marin. Ces éléments peuvent indiquer qu'un truc est un marin. Ouais. Bon, le clébard, t'es où?
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Allez, chanter
I
des
agree
ailes.
with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Ouais.
Someone should take Toby for a walk.
Faut que quelqu'un promène Toby. Bah oui, c'est ce qu'on va faire, on va le promener.
Search, Toby.
Ah oui, alors là, par contre, c'est nous qui dirigeons Toby. Oh, c'est beau. Ah, mais oui, je crois que c'est là qu'on va pouvoir aller. Eh oui. La dépendance.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware. The scent leads to the well. I should check it. The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Mais écoute.
intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Lumière est examinée.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? I need a hook.
Il faut un crochet. Ouais, bah oui, mais non.
If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
Ah. Alors, où est-ce que pourrait être le crochet? Eh bien, le crochet pourrait être dans la dépendance. Voilà pourquoi il serait allé dans la remise.
This
Ah bah voilà, le
might
crochet.
be useful. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Ok, bah tout a été visité.
There's something. If only I had something with which I could.
Ouais.
The wheel handle. If only I.
Voilà, si c'est le crochet.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the
Ouais.
stolen
Pourquoi voler
silverware.
de l'argenterie? Pourquoi voler de l'argenterie pour la laisser dans le puits? Le vol, hein, pour peut-être revenir, non. Bon, faux vol. Ouais. Le problème, c'est que tout arrive à se faire accident conjugal, mais... C'est que si je me plante...
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing
ouais,
silverware
c'est
and then
clair,
throwing
c'est
it
pas-
down into a well?
Pas
Perhaps
logique.
it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Ok, d'accord. Oh, les discussions.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Ouais.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so.
Non, il n'y a vraiment rien qui... Alors l'affaire serait aussi simple que ça. Attends, ça me paraîtrait pas compliqué, mais... Non mais j'ai déjà examiné le cadavre. Watson, où est-ce qu'il est Watson?
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Ouais. C'est une bonne question tout ça. Non, pas ça. Après, j'ai tout fait. Alors, réfléchissons. Qu'est-ce que j'aurais pas vu? Je vais faire tourner à Baker Street. Meurtre au terme romain, scandale colossal en haute société. Notre estimé compatriote Sir Rodney Cliff, archéologue réputé à juste titre, a été assassiné. Le crime a eu lieu au terme romain de Strand Lane, dernier site de fouille de l'archéologue. Mais le plus choquant reste encore que Sir Rodney a succombé aux mains de Percival Bighorn, son ancien ami et associé. Par essai, les rats ne méritent que la peine de mort. Ouais.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Pourtant, ils ont parlé d'un marin. Enfin, il y a quelque chose que j'ai dû zapper. Là, je sèche un peu.
The hunting scene.
Bah tiens, il manquait un truc.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this. Je pense, alors, je vais voir ça. Je pense que c'est deux personnes, il y a eu deux personnes. Fouvol, ouais. Parandal. Alors, si on part, je parie que c'est un coup mortel. Visiteur. Si Sir Eustace est rien par la seule personne, c'est la même individu grand qui a ligoté Lady Brackenstall. Et du coup, elle a forcément fait une rencontre. Chercher un marin. Voilà pourquoi j'étais bloqué. Et là pour le coup, les archives devraient nous aider. Non. Journaux. L'arrivée du Rock of Gibraltar. Voilà. L'arrivée du Rock of Gibraltar retour d'un navire. Le Rock of Gibraltar, vraquier de la ligne Adelaide Southampton Londres, Cunard Building, James Street Londres, revient après un périple de 6 mois en Inde, Nouvelle-Zélande et Australie. Le navire amène en Angleterre Miss Mary Fraser, héritière d'une famille de propriétaires terriens qui ont fait fortune dans les mines d'État en Australie. Cette demoiselle, qu'on nous assure ravissante, est actuellement fiancée à Sir Eustace Brackenstall, l'un des plus riches du Kent.
Here it is.
Pour Wiggins, l'adresse de l'armateur. Eh ben, on va demander à Wiggins.
The shipping company, the Adelaide Southampton London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Non. Allez, Wiggins.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
Mais oui.
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor.
Alors, le 7 novembre. Ah oui. Voilà, du Rock of Gibraltar.
This list shows this officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Donc il ne reste plus que Herbert Whittington. Il est quelque part.
This
Voilà.
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made. Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Bon. Faites venir Crocker pour le confronter. Ouais, je vais venir comment?
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Bon, bah vas-y, Wiggins. Hein.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Les couteaux de marin.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You? And what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right, if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Le marin.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Proportion, dépouillement de Crocker. Crockerement, c'est évident. Et Crocker est le tueur. Alors, même si l'autre c'était un alcoolo et que franchement on peut pas dire, en même temps il l'a tué de sang-froid. Et en plus ça, elle est complice. Meurtre quand est légitime défense. Défendre une femme face à un violent et accueilli. En même temps, Allez, soyons fous. On va l'absoudre.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away. Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Je me suis fait
Please forgive
surprendre.
me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Bon, et ben voilà, affaire terminée, affaire classée. Bon, bah voilà, croqueur à cœur, indice trouvé 16 sur 16. Et ben voilà, ça y est, nous avons fini cette affaire. Sur ce, bah, nous allons clôturer cette vidéo comme d'habitude, n'oubliez pas de vous abonner, le pouce bleu et le commentaire, ça fait toujours plaisir, ça aide la chaîne. Et je vous dis à la prochaine pour de nouvelles aventures.